OOAD 5.1.5 parameter visibility. We have just discussed attribute visibility, and we have mentioned that that is a form of visibility of a fairly permanent nature. Parameter visibility is somewhat temporary by comparison. Parameter visibility is a visibility obtained to an object by virtue of an object being passed to a method of the object as a parameter. Again, got a bit lengthy, but we will understand it as we get on with an example. Let us understand firstly what we mean by the temporary visibility. We've discussed or just mentioned that this visibility is by virtue of the object being received as a parameter. Let's take the example we discussed in the case of attribute visibility, where we had a register class and we had a product catalog class. And an object of the register class had passed a message to an object of a product catalog class and requested it to give a reply. The object of the product catalog class had given a reply giving the description of the item which was referred to by ID. We had called this attribute visibility. Now this description is an object in register which has been passed on to another object called sale. And when it has been passed to sale, it has been passed by invoking a method in sale called makeLineItem. Now, this makeLineItem method requires two parameters. It requires an object which carries the description of the item, and it carries the quantity of the item to be carried, and it will do whatever processing it needs to or wishes to do. It is not the concern of the register. Now, when this description has been passed as an object, this is the passing that we are talking about. And why do we say it's temporary? It continues to be visible to sale only so long as the makeLineItem method is being executed. As soon as the method execution is over, the visibility becomes over. Which means it is a drama which lasts a few nanoseconds. During that brief period, DESC is visible to sale. And thereafter, it's all over. Take a look at the code given below. makeLineItem, which describes DESC, which is an object belonging to the class product description. It is passed to the particular method. What it does in that method is not important to us as of now. It would be a little later. And for that importance a little later, let us see what it does. It uses these two parameters which have been received to instantiate an object of the class salesLineItem. salesLineItem is a class, and the object of salesLineItem class is referenced by a variable called SL. You will note, please note that SL is never an object. SL is a reference to the object. The object is new salesLineItem. Now this object SL has a constructor method in the class salesLineItem which will receive these two parameters, DESC, which is an object of type product description belonging to the product description class, and a generic variable called quantity, which indicates the number of items to be sent, based on which the sales line item object would be generated. The reference to the sales line item object is called SL. So this, an object of sale class has been handling all this for us. In this object of sale class, or let us say in sale class itself, there is a constructor method which creates this particular item, and this particular item called SL could be saved. So we will get into this after a little while, but for now our interest has been with DESC, which has been received by an object of sale class, and while make line item is being executed, it is doing some work, and what work it does is immaterial, but the life and the visibility is limited to the extent of the life of the make line item method. Now let's go one step further. This class called sale has made a call to sale line item, and in sale line item there is a constructor method, the code of which appears in front of you, and the constructor method receives DSC as a parameter. So please notice again, sale received DSC, and having received DSC, it decided to instantiate a sale line item with those same parameters. It knew that the visibility was limited, but sale obviously requires this information for a longer period, at least as long as the object of sale class is alive. It would like to have information about the sale line item to be alive. So what does it do? Sale class, or a method of sale class, the method in sale class, which is executed in an object of sale class, creates an attribute called SL, which is of type sale line item, so that that sale line item will contain some attribute of type DSC. Now this DSC which gets passed there, with this a sale line item will be instantiated, and this sale line item will now continue to have attribute visibility to sale, because sale line item is an attribute. The SL is a reference to an object of type sale line item, which is an attribute in sale. When you go through with the point of sale application in detail, you will find that we don't just keep SL as a single object, we keep it actually as a collection of objects, and those are more interesting things. But the reality is, what we need to understand now is that an object received with temporary visibility as a parameter of a method was used by the receiving object to generate an object which has now got attribute visibility, which is of a more permanent nature. You've seen a very close interplay of parameter visibility and attribute visibility, and how a parameter visibility was used to create an attribute visibility in the receiving object. With this, we move to the next module on local visibility. Thank you.